Hello, thank you for taking the time to look at this video and congratulations on your engagement. My name is Scott Seward, aka Screamin' Scott. I've been a wedding entertainer almost every weekend for 44 years. What I've seen happening in the industry breaks my heart, and I wanted to take a few minutes to educate couples on what to look for when they hire a disc jockey or an entertainer. In the early 2000s, I came up with a list of 15 things to consider before booking a $600 disc jockey. We gave this list out to every couple that came to our bridal show booth at a big bridal show in Madison, Wisconsin. Over the last 25 years, this message seems to have been lost. And now I'm going to remind everybody of the words of wisdom I shared all those years ago. What's bringing this on are so many disc jockeys bailing out last minute on a couple's most important day of their life. In the 80s and 90s, everybody advertised in the yellow pages. Back in those days, if you wanted a DJ for your wedding, you had 10 choices in a city the size of 300,000 people. The reason why you only had 10 choices is because when a couple asked for a specific song for their wedding, the DJ had to go out and buy the album, and that was a lot of money. That all changed in the year 2000 when Napster came out. 80 million people downloaded Napster and downloaded their music illegally off the internet. Many of the people that downloaded their music illegally off of Napster put them on external hard drives and sold them on the internet for pennies on the dollar. When this happened, millions of new DJs entered the DJ world. There was no licensing, no accreditation program. Anybody could say they were a professional DJ even if they'd never DJ'd in their life. Many of these new DJ faces were willing to work for much less than the normal rate, less than a livable wage. Imagine going out the door for $50 to DJ a wedding. Even worse, imagine a DJ going out for free. It's gotten so bad that even some of the venues expect to get a DJ for free. Many of the DJ companies are charging less than we charged 25 years ago. At the same time, inflation has gone crazy. Several of these new DJ companies are going out the door for less than the amount we get as a tip at the end of the night for a good performer. A few years ago, the Knot stated that the average wedding reception DJ was paid $1,300 for a 4-hour wedding. Last year, that number was raised to $1,700 for a 4-hour wedding reception. Don't be fooled. Almost all longtime DJs base their rate on one thing, their calendar. If they find themselves turning away a lot of work in September, the next year they raise their rates in September until they find the happy medium on staying as busy as they want at a livable wage. One thing affects this delicate balance, and that's an entertainer's repeat referral rate. A repeat referral customer is more interested on receiving the same level of performance they witnessed firsthand the first, second, or 10th time they saw a performer, and less concerned about pricing. This leads to the quality of a performer being in direct proportion to the price they charge in most cases. We have seen a recent trend in DJs booking weddings at a low cost to get the work in through the door. When a higher priced wedding comes in, they bail on the first wedding and take the higher priced show. This happens more often than you might think. In this post, it's the 8th cancellation for October 1st. This DJ saved 17 weddings last year and 19 weddings this year. Multi-op companies are notorious for booking as many shows as they possibly can and then finding a DJ to cover them later. They are banking that they are resourceful enough to find somebody that can cover a show. But what happens if they can't? Always make sure you sign a written contract with the specific DJ's name written on it. Never book a DJ that does not have liability insurance. Did you know that 90% of the DJs don't even carry liability insurance? Imagine having a company without liability insurance. It's like the Wild West because there's no regulation on the DJ industry. Accidents happen even to the pros. Always make sure you see a certificate of liability insurance from the performer. If a DJ doesn't have liability insurance, guess who might be responsible? Another recent trend with lower dollar DJs is streaming their music. Some DJs don't even own music. Well, the problem is some places don't get coverage with the Wi-Fi and you get left hanging. This happened on New Year's Eve this year. Tidal and Carafun, largest karaoke streaming service, both went down, and if the DJ did not have backup music, they were stuck high and dry. Always make sure your performer has backup music with them. When you book a DJ, always make sure that they go to DJ conventions to learn new ideas. Some believe that DJ conventions aren't necessary, but the ideas that come from these conventions are priceless and better a performer's production. I teach the interactive wedding seminars at a lot of DJ conventions across the United States. When I speak, I put a recipe card on every single chair and ask the different DJs to write down an idea that makes their show better or separates them from people in their market. I take their ideas and put my own twist on these ideas, and I can bring a fresh show every single time a family has me. Are you looking for a DJ or an entertainer? What is the difference between the two? A DJ controls the flow of the event with music selection and mixing skills. An entertainer has those same skill sets in their tool bag, but learned a long time ago that the microphone is a much more powerful tool at receiving the results they are looking for. Most DJs bring average results to a wedding because that's what most people see. An entertainer, on the other hand, can take a wedding places others can't. The choice is yours, a DJ that delivers the same results as most other weddings your guests have attended, or an entertainer that takes weddings to levels others don't. Also, you need to know that entertainers are more expensive than DJs. That's because this style is much more rare. Entertainers take performances to levels wedding DJs can't. There is no substitute for years of experience. For 100 weddings in a row during the song Shout, I would chant out, make a lot of noise if you want our newlyweds to have lots of kids. Until one time I did it at a wedding and the maid of honor came running up and said, "Don't say that, Scott. The bride and groom can't have kids." It was the last time I ever did that at a wedding. How do you teach that in a training manual? You don't. You have probably been on a social media site where a couple was asking for recommendations on a DJ for the most important night of their life. Along with the 200 DJs that chime in with their contact information, a few people chime in saying they're the best, and they very well might be out of all 6 DJs they've seen in a wedding environment in their lifetime. When a venue tells you they're the best, pay close attention because the venue sees a different DJ every single weekend. They know the companies that have 1 or 2 really good people and the rest of the staff isn't quite as good. Bridal publications have given lots of numbers for what the average couple spends on their wedding. $32,000, $34,000, $35,000, $40,000. We hear all sorts of prices. Whatever your price is, you're spending a lot of money for the most important night of your life to be perfect. In Wisconsin, most couples get married at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Often the last song of the night is midnight. Even if you are a savvy shopper and you get by for half the national average on your wedding, you're still spending $20,000 on your day, and your day's 10 hours. That pans out to $2,000 per hour for your day to be perfect. If the DJ loses the momentum and guests leave early, that's a lot of money lost and gone on the most important night of your life. Inexpensive DJs can be much more expensive than they appear. St. Louis Bride did a poll of past couples. Most couples said they spent 5% of their budget on their entertainment. 58% of couples said the entertainment was what they remembered most about their wedding. That is a great return on your investment. The moral of the story is don't book a DJ on a cheap price.
We have AC. Logan's grandmother here came up to us at the end of the show, at the end of their wedding. What did you think of the show?
It was so much fun. I danced. I will not be able to move tomorrow because these guys made me dance all night long. The best wedding ever. Thank you. Mwah.